Hello, Nadilla here. Today I wanted to try out a blackout spread. So I'm starting with some black cardstock that I purchased online, and I'll make sure to include all links in the description box if I have them. So I'm using my paper trimmer to cut the paper down to size. I just placed that paper over my journal and measured. I used the pencil to mark my cut lines, and then I just followed those cut lines to make sure that I got equal sizes. There we go, just right. Now, since I originally marked my layout in my journal itself because I'm trying out a new layout, I used that as a guide to mark my black pages. I just want to make sure that I get even lines because I want even spaces for each of my days. And while that's easy to measure on dot grid, I don't have a dot grid on my black pages. So, like I said, I'm just using that as a guide, marking those out for myself. Now, once I mark my lines, then I go in and I tape down the pages. And once I tape down the pages, I'll go in and make sure that I trim any excess. Don't judge me, okay? So I recently moved and I can't find my rulers. I'm gonna use my cardstock pack as a straight edge. So using my straight edge and my white Archer and Olive acrylograph, I'm drawing in my layout. I'm also making sure to wipe the pack after drawing each line so as not to transfer any unwanted lines of wet paint. You know, acrylographs, they dry pretty fast, but they're not instantly dried, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't transfer any lines. I don't think it's too bad. You gotta use what you got. When I was drawing these lines out on the actual journal itself, I just used, like I said, the dot grid. I counted out the spaces and pulled out good old calculator, and I split it into 4 spaces. So Thursday to Sunday would be on the bottom half. So basically, Thursday and Friday on the left side, Saturday and Sunday on the right side. And that gave me my 4 spaces along the bottom. But the top was a little bit trickier. So I went through and basically brick patterned it to where the 3 spaces at the top, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, were centered over the 4 spaces on the bottom. So you're seeing that I did the 3 top days first with the acrylograph, but when I actually measured these lines out, I started at the bottom, if that makes any sense. As I drew these lines, I was trying to think of what exactly I wanted to do for decoration on this spread. I started knowing I wanted to do a blackout spread, but I had no idea what I was going to use for decoration. I had no idea where I was going to decorate on this spread, or how I would fit it in when I was giving so much space to each day, which is very different from what I normally do. So I started thinking about what colors I wanted to use, and I eventually came up with something, but it took some time. I don't always come up with things before I start, you know? I really should have stuck to my straight edge for that center line, but no biggie. I went back with a black pen to straighten that up, and it looked just fine. And then I pulled out my Archer and Olive gel pens. These are so cute. I used a scratch piece to sample my colors just to see the flow, from one color to the next and back again. Once I confirmed what I already knew, that they look great, I started labeling my days. I decided to use calligraphy, until someone decides to make some brush gel pens so that we can do some hand lettering on black paper. That's what I have to do. This purple, it kind of comes across as pink on camera, but it doesn't look like that in person. It looks closer to true purple, in my opinion, but still it was pretty. Purple isn't my favorite color. For some reason, I tend to use it a lot. So for some reason, I started with purple here, which means I end with purple. Either way, I think this is a pretty color. I think all of these gel pens are really pretty, especially the green. Green is my favorite color. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll go ahead and speed through this. No need to bore you, am I right? Blue is Tuesday, green is Wednesday, yellow Thursday, orange Friday, red Saturday, and back to purple on Sunday. Now we're going to get to the fun part, the decor. So, for the decor, I wanted to go for an abstract rainbow feel. But once I colored in the first portion, I thought, why am I using up all my glorious gel ink on this when I can use acrylographs? So I brought those out. So again, I'll speed this up, but I started with purple and naturally went to red since I used a red gel pen, but you'll see in a little while, the red acrylograph was much darker, so I ended up going back to change that to pink eventually. Fun fact, it really bugs me when rainbows include both red and pink because really they're just different shades of the same color. I prefer to see one or the other instead. I know. Random thing to be particular about. It is what it is. I don't know if you can tell, but just look at how juicy these acrylographs are. I mean, they really don't need more than one coat, but I'm extra, so I layered those colors up. Y'all, I got so into coloring I didn't notice my camera stopped recording. Meanwhile, I have no idea how I did this, but somehow I got smudges of paint on my arm, so they got on my journal. Luckily, one smudge is in this area, so you can see that I covered that right up. No problem. But the other one, I'm gonna have to come up with something to cover that up. Because you'll see in a minute, but it's right on Sunday. There we go. Gone. There's the other smudge. You see it? It almost looks like a teardrop. It's okay. We'll figure something out. So at this point, I thought, okay, maybe we just smudge it up all over the page and use the gel pens to draw swirls on the smudges, right? Let's see how that looks. You can kind of see the blue on the pink smudge. Well, guys, I didn't like that at all. I mean, I tried. I tried to make it work. I drew over the blue again. I drew swirls on other smudges. But, like, how will I write around those? You know? They're kind of in the way. They're a little bit, I don't know, random, but not in a good way. Yeah, I don't like it. So they're gonna have to go. I bet I can cover them up with some black acrylograph. Nothing to see here, just a glitch in the matrix. Let's try something else. Yeah, snap. Much better. No worries. Once I write over those black spots with white gel pen, it'll be like magic. Won't even notice them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day!